Today, I will reveal to you the grand secrets of the most secretive and dangerous fighters of the USA. From the fastest plane in the world to the use of Hollywood's extraterrestrial technologies in creating secret scouts. And what will be in the finale? Something that you definitely do not expect. Are you ready to cross the border of reality and look at the secrets of the American Air Force from a different angle? The invitation ticket to the world of invisible fighters awaits you right here and right now. Let's dive into this exciting world together. Area 51 rings a bell, doesn't it? But what if we fantasize a bit? No, it's not a correctional facility or a contaminated area of Earth. It's the place where the most secret military aircraft are tested for the United States Army. And my today's video is dedicated to the topic of the fastest and most secret flying objects. In talking about them, one cannot fail to mention this place as mysterious as everything that is located there. In 1955, the Central Intelligence Agency, the contractor of the U.S. Air Force, and the defense company Lockheed Martin chose an extremely remote site in the Mojave Desert in southern Nevada, about 80 miles northwest of Las Vegas, to begin testing and developing the newest, most advanced aircraft in the world. For decades, the test site in Nevada, better known as Area 51, did not appear on any publicly available map, and the U.S. government did not even acknowledge its existence. Thanks to iron security measures surrounding the facility and the experimental nature of the black aircraft being tested there, rumors of unidentified flying objects, captured aliens, and other mysterious activities circulated around Area 51 since the 1950s. But even if no UFOs of extraterrestrial origin ever soared over the salt flats known as Groom Lake, now we know much, thanks in large part to declassified CIA documents, that a number of highly complex, highly unusual aircrafts were developed and tested there. From Cold War-era reconnaissance planes like the U-2 to purely experimental craft of the 1990s inspired by Star Trek. Remember that name? We'll need it a little bit later in this video. And now let's dive into the secrets located there. Launched in 1957, the Oxguard project produced two of the fastest and flying planes in U.S. history, the single-seat Archangel 12 and the two-seat SR-71 Blackbird. The A-12 had two jet engines, a long fuselage, and the characteristic appearance of a Cobra. The first completed A-12 aircraft arrived at Area 51 in February 1962 after being disassembled at the manufacturer's plant and transported to Nevada in a specially designed trailer, which in today's prices cost more than $800,000. To keep the existence of the A-12 secret, the CIA informed the head of the Federal Aviation Administration, who made sure that air traffic controllers were ordered to submit written reports on unusually fast and high-flying aircraft, rather than mentioning such sightings over the radio. Nevertheless, reports of UFO sightings in the Area 51 area reached new heights in the mid-1960s. The uncensored history of America's top-secret military base began immediately after the A-12 made its first flight over Area 51 in April 1962. It was declared fully operational in 1965 after reaching a sustained speed of 3.2 Mach. And this amounts to just over 2,200 miles an hour at an altitude of 90,000 feet. The A-12 began flying missions over Vietnam and North Korea in 1967. Another novelty from the Nevada desert was the longer and heavier SR-71, which achieved supersonic speed with a low radar profile thanks to its sleek conical design and black radar-absorbing paint. On July 28, 1976, SR-71 pilots reached a record speed of 3.3 Mach, or 2,193 miles an hour. At 400 feet per second, this was literally faster than the speed of a rifle bullet. The Lockheed SR-71 Blackbird, an unmatched aerial beast and the fastest gem of aviation, could laugh in the face of more than 4,000 missiles with its dazzling speed in the golden age of its existence as a reconnaissance aircraft. This Colossus made the most sophisticated surface-to-air missiles and the elite fighters useless. So, when the Air Force decided to retire this very expensive technological wonder in the late 1980s, the world was left to wonder. Surely, the United States must have something even more impressive in its arsenal. In the secret corridors of the Pentagon, whispers circulated about the successor to the Blackbird throne. But now, decades later, fact and fiction have intertwined in the labyrinth of classified theories and programs, real or imagined, including those that may still lurk in the shadows. Retired in 1990 after more than 3 decades of service, the SR-71 remains the fastest aircraft in the world. Amid whispers and rumors circulated talks about a new Project Aurora, a hypersonic triangular aircraft taken from the depths of science fiction, which was the brother of the Lockheed Martin SR-71 project. A new era of hypersonic arms race began. Information about the Aurora project has been resonating in aviation circles since the 1980s. However, evidence of the existence of this mysterious triangular aircraft is elusive as the wind. The SR-91 Aurora, if it ever existed, was conceived in response to the strategic need for aerial reconnaissance, which testifies to the relentless pursuit of technological superiority in a world where secrets play a decisive role. Despite the emergence of satellites, the need for aerial reconnaissance never waned, nor did the legend of the SR-71, which even briefly resurrected in the 1990s. It was widely believed that the Air Force would not let the SR-71 perish without preparing a worthy successor, warming up its engines in some secret location. There is no concrete evidence confirming the existence of the SR-91 Aurora. Although it has been the subject of speculation and conspiracy theories, the lack of physical evidence and official information suggests that it may be more of a myth or a legend in the realm of military aviation. If the SR-91 Aurora existed, it would be expected to reach speeds exceeding Mach 5, allowing it to perform reconnaissance missions at extremely high speeds, complicating its detection and tracking by enemy air defense systems. The SR-91 Aurora, if developed, would likely incorporate advanced technologies such as high-temperature resistant composite materials, innovative engine systems to achieve hypersonic speeds, and stealth technologies to reduce its visibility to enemy radar. Rumors persist due to the public's fascination with secret and advanced military technologies. The story of Aurora fits into the culture of Pentagon's secret programs and the mystery surrounding projects like Area 51, keeping the legend alive in popular imagination. During the Vietnam War, surface-to-air missiles with radar guidance began to inflict increasingly serious damage on American aircraft. As a result of these losses, local designers began looking for a way to make the aircraft invisible to radar. The development of the F-117 began as a top-secret black project at Lockheed. Models of the new aircraft in 1979 were named Hopeless Diamond because of its peculiar shape. The company built 2 test prototypes to test radar-resistant properties. Smaller in size than the F-117, the aircraft performed night test missions over the Nevada desert for 2 years. Using a remote control system from another F-16 aircraft, they solved stability problems and were invisible to radar. Pleased with the results of the program, the U.S. Air Force awarded Lockheed a contract to design and manufacture a full-size stealth aircraft.
That's hot. That's hot.
To minimize the radar visibility of the aircraft, designers were forced to eliminate the onboard radar as well as minimize the intake and exhaust openings of the engines. As a result, a subsonic stealth bomber capable of carrying 5,000 pounds of ordnance in an internal bay was created. The new F-117 first took to the air in June 1981, just 31 months after full-scale development began. By 1990, 59 aircraft had been built and delivered. The Lockheed F-117A Nighthawk was the world's first operational stealth aircraft designed to evade enemy radar systems. Although it had been in military service since 1983, the existence of the F-117A was not acknowledged until 1988, when the government released a low-quality image at a somewhat misleading angle. It was fully unveiled to the public in 1990. Its first military conflict was Operation Desert Shield. The aircraft remained in service until its official retirement in 2008. So, here we are, as promised, diving into the realm of Star Trek. As the 1980s drew to a close, the U.S. military announced a contract for a new advanced tactical fighter aimed at surpassing the F-117. Lockheed, Northrop, and McDonnell Douglas vied for victory. The latter, in partnership with Boeing, won the tender. This was achieved by luring a leading engineer from Lockheed to manage their division. Being a private company, McDonnell Douglas had to be more prudent with money. One of their decisions was to introduce a revolutionary new technology that utilized the latest advancements in 3D computer graphics. This allowed for the creation of rapid prototypes, which could be programmed and tested as virtual models instead of physically creating them. 4 years into the program, the first and only version of the bird of prey was created within the confines of Project in Area 51. The experimental aircraft never intended for production, the YF-118G bird of prey was named for its resemblance to the Starship cruiser used in Star Trek III, The Search for Spock. Its purpose was to test various aviation technologies and methods to make aircraft less visible to the eye and radar detectable. The bird of prey, weighing 7,400 pounds and standing 9 feet tall, was also 47 feet long and had deployed wings measuring 23 feet. It was propelled by an engine providing 3,190 pounds of thrust and a maximum speed of 300 miles per hour. A color scheme consisting of various shades of gray helped reduce its visual footprint. Even before testing, there were concerns that the alien-looking prototype might not even fly. One of the test pilots illustrated his concerns by folding a sheet of paper to the exact dimensions of the future aircraft and tossing it into the air. His paper model flipped over due to its bent wings. The bird of prey first took flight from Area 51 in 1996, completing 38 flights before the program was concluded in 1999. Several years later, the project was declassified and Boeing donated the aircraft to the National Museum of the United States Air Force, although it continued to withhold many of the aircraft's most mysterious characteristics. Ultimately, the bird of prey became a triumph, representing a significant leap forward in stealth technology, which was later incorporated into many future Boeing projects. One of such projects was the Boeing X-51. This jet-powered aircraft is designed for high-speed flight. The aerodynamic design of the aircraft and the rocket booster allow for speeds of 4,000 miles an hour. With such immense speed, it can cover very long distances in the shortest amount of time. For example, to cross the Atlantic Ocean, a ship takes 3 to 4 days, while the WaveRider can cover this distance in less than an hour. The aircraft can fly at Mach 6 for 300 seconds, which is enough to send it anywhere within a 280-mile radius. The aircraft is named as such because it travels on its own shockwave, created by itself. The X-51 utilizes a solid-fuel rocket booster as its propulsion system, aiding it in sudden acceleration from zero. The first 3 flights of the WaveRider were unsuccessful for various reasons, from weather conditions to technical issues. Yet, on May 1st, 2013, the X-51 completed its first fully successful flight during its 4th flight. The aircraft and the booster separated from the B-52H carrier aircraft and accelerated to 3,200 miles per hour using the rocket booster. Then, the WaveRider separated completely from the booster rocket and ignited its own engine. It accelerated to Mach 5.1, which is 3,400 miles per hour, and flew for 240 seconds until it ran out of fuel and crashed into the Pacific Ocean. This test was the longest hypersonic flight. Researchers collected flight telemetry data for 370 seconds. The test marked the end of the program. The research laboratory believes that the successful flight will lead to practical applications of hypersonic flight. Thank you for diving into the mysterious world of America's most secret fighters with me. I hope you not only learned a lot, but also felt the adrenaline rush with me. Don't forget to like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss new updates and episodes about who stands against these planes. Until our next encounter in the world of military secrecy.